Hey, how are you doing? It's the Crypto Sniper. Glad to be back with you. And yes, more good news, more good news. So a while ago, wasn't too long ago, it was 12 days ago, we said a seminal triggering point has occurred and that it won't give you immediate gratitude. In fact, chasing in at this point could see you get bounced around a little bit, dumped a little bit on, but that if that point is retained largely, the next major impulsive move will actually be to the upside. We're talking about Bitcoin. Yes, we're talking about Bitcoin. In fact, here was the video, back to Crypto Sniper, our last video that was here. Bitcoin 156, it's actually 145 K, but 150, 145, much as the same. I would expect a bit of overrun, but the 145K trigger point and of continuation and the end to the great death that was March for 6 months. Oh my God, that was like being like a pregnant goldfish and going nowhere fast. For 6 months, pure pain and agony, largely selling off more from the high point of 72, 73, broadening structure. We said 12 days ago, and you 1.3x watched, which is not really that much, said, oh, good news. Thank you, Francis. That means you were on standby for another upside move. And let's take a look at the charts and see how that's been going, because it's been going just dandy overnight, and it's not wild, it's not exuberant, it's not crazy. It's just steady Eddie, and soon could Bitcoin take back the headlines from gold that has been leading star of the anti-fiats, and all the chatter and the buzz has been about gold. Is Bitcoin about to start stealing back some of those headlines? So let's revisit what we said. So when we did the video about 12 days ago, that was round about here as you were breaking this key, capping, descending, going down, grind line, that was the top end of a descending megaphone. That splitter line points down. It tells you it's a down. In fact, all the lines point down. The basing descending grind line, the capping descending grind line. The key's in the word descending. And so it was a corrective period in a bull market where you have a strong bull pole. But this was all the ETF narrative. Remember the 25K? Remember the possible head and shoulders? There wasn't. And then BlackRock, woohoo, everybody, hey, pump my bags. The control structure that's going to surveil us, watch everything we do, check how much money we've made, send us unrealized capital gains, tax bills for the extractors of choice. Yes, they're pumping our bags, so everything is cool and libertarian right now. And that's what happened. Up, up, up she went, up, up, up she went. We got the high, we got the high. It was around 73,800, 73,800, 73,656. So a shade under 74, hitting the 73 number, bang. That was your highlight. Konnichiwa. Yeah, 6 months of pregnant goldfish. And so you said, bloated, more downside, not much going on. Sex life was terrible. Down, down, down. Spiller. We had the little yen trade, wet the bed. So that was flush a few guys out that we called. You remember, we're never going to stop reminding you. Must remember. Otherwise we Cassandras. We don't want to have a Cassandra complex. Yes, we said it on the other channel too. The 70K and the capping descending grind line. Not yet the third time to the top. So you had to get spanked. And what did you get? You got a Japanese spanking. Konnichiwa. She walked all over your back with her little feet. And jumped until you coughed up a pile of mucus. That's right. But now you feel better. You feel better, and you've broken that capping descending grind line, and that was there. And that's when we said, good news finally to report in crypto. You see, we don't report every day, because then eventually, actually, you grow YouTube channels by doing that. Just say something. Come out, say something. Repeat a headline. Do something stupid. We don't do that. We wait until there's something to be reported. Otherwise, we're silent. We sit like monks at the back of the church, watching behind our little hoods, looking at all the hot girls and kicking holes in the stained glass windows. No. We are good monks. We behave ourselves. We say nothing much. And then something happens. Then we come out and remind you that we've always said this is a continuation pattern. This is a continuation pattern, but how long is a piece of string? I don't need to sit 6 months coming out every day and saying to you, yeah, well, it seems we're still in that old pattern. There you go. There's your update from Francis. Bye. No, we'll wait until something happens. The thriller, the spiller saw you actually meet the bottom end of that basing descending grind line. That was the last time you touched That looked like another floor over there. So you started to make higher highs, higher lows, let's say, and also within that higher highs, and that was a minor touch on the capping descending grind line that went down, but not near as far. Not near as far. It was the beginning of the great basing, and then a little bit of impulsiveness took us through. That was the seminal moment. Boom, that's sniperdom. That's why we came and spoke to you 12 days ago, because we need the big G, the God market of the crypto, to get his running suit back on. And he is doing that. He is doing that, and it's looking good. So we broke the capping descending grind line, but we warned you in that video, go back and watch it. Don't wade in right now, because the first thing that happens when you get a key level of significance at price, that's a horizontal level, or a key grind line, which is an angling line, which is not actually a price, but at the point it broke, you could choose a price. It was around about 65 and a half, 65 going 66. That once you've done that, there's typically a fizzle out. You've just got your horse to run and jump one of the highest fences. You took him all the way to the back of the other field, came charging at a massive gallop. He jumped, he just cleared it, and he's puffed out and exhausted. And what tends to happen is he wants to eat, he wants to lie down a little bit, and you get a return move. And that's what happened here. That's what happened there and there. Return move, where to? Yes, that same capping descending grind line. So that was for the bold entries, but we want more than that. We don't just go, okay, return move in, that's enough for us to go long. No, we want more, we want more. We like HVF, volatility funnel. And by the way, there's so much bullshit out there in technical analysis. There's only 3 things. This is a key lesson. Wake up, look at me. Leading indicators, things that give you a chance of making great money. And if you listen to Paul Tudor Jones or anyone else and listen to me, I'm not as famous as them, but here's what I'll tell you. The great time for trading, and it's far less than people understand, which is why you get people like Richard Hart saying, are generally lost in trading, you should just hodl. And for many people, it's the best thing. You need an asymmetric potential reward and a moment, you've got to hate losing money, and a moment where you can have a super tight stop that allows you to have that complete asymmetry for reward versus your actual risk. And that, and a reason to have a probability to believe it happens. It doesn't help you just go trade 1,000,000 to 1 betting on a donkey to win the Kentucky Derby horse race. The odds might be great, but that donkey's never winning. Not at 19 years old and mangy as all hell and with tiny little trotters. It ain't happening. There's got to be a reason. So what gives you the reason? What helps? What boosts your odds of actually occasionally getting an outcome? Probability of outcome, POUT score. What does it take? It takes leading indicators, not lagging ones that tell you the news once the whole story is already out in the public domain. You need leading indicators. That's not RSIs, MACDs, and funny lines that everyone used to sell computer design and line drawing programs for people that keep them as very well-informed garbage traders on RSI values and everything else. No, you need 3 things that give you early potential probability. Patterns. Yes, patterns help you be a winner in trading. There is a higher probability of a possible outcome when you have a recognized pattern that is of good structure that tends to do certain things. You don't have a written guarantee, I'm afraid, but you have a higher potential probability. What else? Volatility. The V in the middle of our HVF. You're looking at the H and you're now looking at the V, and the funnel is the inverse of the V. It's where you get tighter and tighter and tighter and pop out through a very small hole. You see, that tends to give you huge pressure reward to the upside if it's a long with very tight stops. That's the asymmetry. Asymmetry. Paul Tudor Jones. I hate losing money. I want to risk as little as possible for as much juice as possible. He is literally haggling in the market for the cheapest price on everything at the key moment where things are about to change to a great degree. So that is what you need. The third, by the way, because there's a third, is volume. The volume starts building before the move as well. It's a leading indicator. We do volume histos, we do volume by price, and you've got to know how and where to use it. And we combine all of that in patterns with volatility and with volume. and we get a super squeeze. And sometimes we get a pattern and a pattern which is like multiplying away. So while everyone else is walking to Timbuktu because they don't want to spend a little bit of money on being a community member, of course, it comes out of their capital, you see. You come motoring past them on your adventure motorcycle, 1250, you blast right by. You started a little later because you went and learned and you were around people and you decided emotional reactions are always garbage. Pain is the only thing that gets you out of trades. Greed keeps you in them. You never know when to take off. You watch profits wash away. You think, hold on, I need to submit to something higher, a methodology based on geometry, leading probabilities as a result of patterns, volatility, and volume that get me to take some money off and also have me pre-agree a stop loss that is set and forgotten, that I don't even need to be on the screens. The money can be made even while I'm sleeping because the entire trade idea is expressed at the initial instance. And I'm not always buying at markets. I'm buying at a key moment when key things happen. That is the gift of HVF method. If you're that guy and you're blasting through all the guys that saved their capital and are walking to Timbuktu, and you're on your 1250 GS blasting past them, and in fact, every now and then you're getting into business class on a 747 and you're just blatting over them, and they're still waiting to leave the continent that they're on. They've got another 4 years of walking because they saved investing in doing something a little bit better. They decided to dig in holes and fill in holes. That's what they think is productivity. Meanwhile, it is just a doom loop of emotional responses that will take them nowhere. You are going to, if you fall into that second category, you are going to grab the free course below. It's entirely free. It's entirely free. You give an email address. We do not sell our list to anyone. You'll never get an email from us apart from a weekly newsletter. You'll get a video delivered to you every single day on why we do what we do that will help you be better. This is totally for free for you. I don't care if you do anything with it, you buy anything with us later or not. Go and watch, get your free course. It's 100% free. The free course below in the detailed links. Go and watch it. This is how you'll understand why we only come to crypto when it's ready to give us something. We don't get excited about while it's churning around in a continuation pattern with quite small swings and occasionally out of the blue ones that are hard to know whether it's going to spill far, spill a little bit, etc. Like the yen carry trade was a major one, but then more recently over here you got a small dip. You don't know these things. You get clues. You never get the full picture. You've got to guess it's an elephant when you've just seen the tail and you've seen something that looks like a leg, but it's better than nothing. That's what the method gives you. It improves your probabilities. So that breakout, that return move, and now you press on upwards. And this is not wild. It's not crazy volume net. This is staying slightly out of the headlines compared to what gold has been doing, but it is beginning to break out of that continuation structure. And as a smaller market cap to gold, it doesn't need near as much money to actually do a little bit of catch up in terms of percentage gains. So Bitcoin is flagging a key breakout out of a descending broadening structure, a megaphone, which is a descending broadening structure that is based on a bullish pole move that turns out to be continuation. And after the initial break that we warned you of 12 days ago, hit the like button if you appreciate that someone sent you out a warning at a key moment instead of just trying to boost his YouTube channel to sell you adverts. And just throwing out a video every day, doing lots of things, reading headlines to you, but actually no goddamn value to whether you're going to make any money or not and when. Hit the like button right now if you appreciate that. So that came out 12 days ago. You got the return move that we warned you of in the video, and now you are pressing on up. So we were watching this in our community. We saw, we've had the return move. We're on a higher state of watch alert. We're watching Bitcoin because technically he's been playing with a line. He's supporting on the line. And the next key thing is the expectation for the reassertion to the upside. So our community were getting back into Bitcoin before this video is now being viewed by you. And you know what? That makes a difference to how much you pay, because that was a 60s number and this is a 71.2 number. And that's your risk. And those are your rewards, and a little bit lost on risk that fattens here is a little bit less profit, and your risk reward ratios change. However, despite that, we're here to tell you that this is still part of a far larger move. There's no mega momentum yet, so it's flying under the radar. And actually, this is all pretty positive for crypto as a whole, but particularly Bitcoin. Why particularly Bitcoin? Does the man say that? Well, There are one or two exceptions, and we'll show you one. But Bitcoin dominance is here. Let's go and grab it and show you that. This is the Bitcoin dominance. By the way, last time we did that video for you, we also pointed out that the Bitcoin dominance was showing that you've got to be the macro. In the same way, gold, we've organized this set of anti-fiats for you like nobody else has done. Big set anti-fiats. Gold runs first. He's the god of the whole shooting match. What has been happening? Gold's been running. Silver still to make new highs. Not there yet. Stirring a little bit. Yes, but a little bit more schizo. Deeper draws on the downside. Harder to have that super tight stop. You've got to get a real low volatility moment. Less of them available. Its time will come. But kind of like the alt market to Bitcoin. Who is the leader in the crypto that is a subset of the big set of anti-fiat? The crypto set, Bitcoin is. He's the God market. We arranged this for you. We visually drew it for you in your mind's eye so that you could understand how the firing order, the V12, yes, my Ferrari V12 cylinder, the firing order, which one goes off when. They tell you the firing order. And it's important to know because people start going to their favorite alt straight away and it sits and does bugger all and they watch Bitcoin go up. People run into marginal, small, mini cap silver miners. It goes nowhere and they watch gold go from 1984 to 2,730 and they made nothing. This is the most important thing. You can make on all legs. That's the gift of the firing order. You can make on the first leg, come back and ride it again with the laters. And that's how you maximize gains. And that on its own, my friend, pays for umpteen programs of ours, certainly that are high value. I don't know what the other people are doing. I suspect they're not as good as HVF method, but I would say that. But the key thing is you get to ride multiple rides within the same macro bull market. So you can go again and get 2x's, 3x's, and 2x's and 3x's again elsewhere as the dominance pivots away into other things. This is how the firing order needle works. It moves you from cylinder 1 to cylinder 6 to cylinder 9 to cylinder 3 back to cylinder 12. That is how it works. And the man who knows the firing order makes more money. And we spend time to try help you understand that. And the firing order, again, on the reassertion, because this has been a 6-month melee. It's been boring. It's been dull. It's been more down than up. This is a melee. The king gets out of his chair first. Gold for the anti-fiat category, for the crypto category, Bitcoin. Maxis will love me for saying that, but the king moves first, and that's what's happening. Bitcoin dominance, target up top there. We said you got another up squeeze of Bitcoin dominance, 59.58. For now, Bitcoin continues to squeeze a little higher. Remember, we inverted the Bitcoin dominance chart. We went to a much bigger time frame, and we said we're getting to a point at some place not too far off where we think that will turn. We're watching for that turn, but until it turns, we stay with the boss. Until it turns, we stay with the boss, and that's what's going on with this Bitcoin dominance. Lovely squeeze, great check in there, break and feign back in, come to our axis, push really strongly up to our second interim there, a little bit of a pullback support on our first interim. Isn't that funny? It's all coincidences here. First interim support, up, little rest again at the second, 4 or 5 spinning tops, boom, 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 target made, pull back, and a legacy line there. You are now just past the target zone. So what does this tell you in terms of the Bitcoin? Again, it's not an entry necessarily right now. This can go a bit further, but it can soften a bit, and some of the alts might start stirring a little bit. So you've got to always understand timing. By the time we're telling you something here, if this has just made a target, it's not actually the best time for rushing in terms of expecting it to over-dominate. But generally, the whole lot is going to go higher. So certain alts might start overperforming, or we could actually break out. I do think Bitcoin's got a 60% dominance run in it. That's huge, by the way. So on this Crypto Sniper channel, we sat and showed dominance at 39% at the end of the last bull market. And we said it's going up. It's going to break out. It's going to break out. It broke out an orange box that we had that had been range bound in for eons. And it broke out the top and it's not stopped looking back. Why? Why is this happening? Why aren't the alts outperforming Bitcoin? Because you are in a debt-based Financial market failure, debt-based. That is why gold is running, because it represents an alternative monetary system, the original one, that isn't fiat or debt. Remember, fiat and debt are together. They're like two Siamese twins. You borrow money into existence, therefore somebody's debt and somebody's cash. That's how it happens. That is where you're at on fiat and debt, and it is in a system failure. We called the end of the 40-year bull market in bonds that says people are sick of debt. Government debt, American debt, they don't want it. It's not paying real returns relative to inflation. It's devaluing. It's losing a lot of money. It lost 45% since the events of March 2020 on certain of the long-term debt. Who wants to hold that? It was supposed to be stable. It was supposed to be a counterbalancing point that did a little bit better when equities were down in the 60-40 portfolio. They forgot about the 5% gold, the 10% gold in that portfolio. You said, you don't need that old thing anymore. That's when you know it's going to come back into fashion, because it went badly out of fashion. And that's where we are, a system debt-based failure. What did you get? Bitcoin is positioned as the digital gold. It's not Ethereum that's the digital gold. It's not ADA that's the digital gold. These are all applications. These are all things trying to do something on the blockchain. That is the tech. That is how the systems will work of the future. The digital gold is Bitcoin. And when you are in a system failure for fiat and debt, people buy gold, and if you've successfully positioned as the digital gold, they will also buy the digital gold. Of course, you had the ETFs launch as well. It did famously well and drove Bitcoin up, but it is accepted as the monetary alternative, much like gold itself. Ethereum is not. Ethereum is like an application, a technology. It's something that will do something. Bitcoin just needs to sit and not lose value. It doesn't have to be the fastest. It isn't the fastest. It doesn't have to have lots of layers on it that do clever things. It just has to be digital gold. And that's why we are in the theme of capital preservation, because the debt markets are crashing. People want the alternative monetary system, not the clever app token that does amazing things right now. Now that can and will change, but right now people want to get out of debt. The institutions want less US treasuries. They want more physical gold. They want less overvalued stocks. They want digital money like Bitcoin, digital gold. So that is the Bitcoin dominance. As a final point that we can show you, there has been a little bit of overperformance out of Sol, for example, and we have seen that in this move up. And in fact, it does make an upside HVF overall. So Sol BTC, a little bit of a down leg here as Bitcoin once again leads. But overall, there could be an upside break that could see Sol, first I would say a dip down. You're at about, what are you, 2.5? So 2 zeros, 2.5. I think that can come a little lower. We've chosen the 3 there, but it could come a little bit lower still as Bitcoin dominates, as digital gold is the key alternative to a failing fiat and debt system, all that stuff again. But after it's made a good low and there's a little bit of settling and squaring up, you could get Sol again having overperformance period. Where did it overperform? Well, let's just show you that. Crypto market cap, isn't it? Or coin market cap. So you'll see if you look at the 7 days, how we've done over the last 7 days. Solana 7%, Bitcoin 5.86. So you did have a little bit of overperformance out of Solana. I mean, Doggy is a bit ridiculous, and that's dependent on Elon Musk and whatever they plan to do on it. But compared to Ethereum, which was losing money, no good. Compared to Binance, less than 2, you got 6 out of Bitcoin. So it's 3 times better than Binance. Solana is the only one of the major semi-serious tokens, Doggy aside, that is actually outperforming Bitcoin. I think it's going to lag a little bit now, come off, but, and once again, people don't love Solana. I can't say I know or trust it either. I don't marry anybody in this space. I look at the technicals and I say, if the technicals are right, I will go long, I will maybe invest, I will maybe do this, I will maybe do that. By the way, special top 10, 12 token, top 25 token, that will outperform XRP with its possible upside. XRP languishing, waiting for this court malarkey whenever it goes. Outperform Sol, outperform all others in the top 25 that we have in mind. You can find that out when you join our community, and I think it's going to chronically overperform. It's already outperformed during the bear markets and a number of other places, and there is a real use case for it from what I understand, but I only trust the chart. I don't trust what anybody tells me, and it is going to be a big one during this period, and it is not Solana, but Solana is looking like, in a moment, not this week, not next week, during the next course of the month or so, I would anticipate that this goes down a little bit over here. Let's show you with a draw. Down a little bit more, maybe. I don't think necessarily that hammer holds. It could be a hanging man. Could go here, down, and then it comes up a little bit. It might hang out for a while, go, real quiet. Then it will come and run this third high. And at that point, it will be a breakout for us. And I would expect it to go up. And from 25s, and I think you might even be able to buy it at 23s or 22s, maybe 24s on a pullback leg, it then goes to 40s, which is about an 80% relative outperformance compared to Bitcoin. And in this environment, it looks like Bitcoin will be going up generally, starting its big ass journey. So that could be quite an interesting performance out of Solana. However, as I've told you, we've got an even better one that is a macro, and not a macro like XRP. It's outperformed XRP, and it is my favorite. So right now, if you want simple portfolio, I have 85% precious metals, 15% crypto. You can be largely gold in that 85, so you can be 60% and 25 the rest. Silver, a little bit of platinum if you want to play around, maybe some miners. And then the crypto part is this other token I'm not mentioning, but right now of the 15%, I would still have 10% of it initially in Bitcoin. Later, after it starts its run and the other one starts outperforming, as I expect it will, we rotate the 10% into 5 and we move the 10% onto that alt once we have a confirmed alt run. So very simple, 15%. There's your real world stuff that's been real stable, steady every day. The gold grinds a little higher almost every day. The silver generally getting better. And when it does run, it'll super perform, much like you have your relationship of alts to crypto. I will rotate some of my gold into silver as we go deeper into the precious metals bull. But the stages will play out in their fullness. And this whole story is a much bigger story than you think. And you're all jumping to chapter 2, 3, and 4. But the whole chapter 1 is almost a full book of its own. So don't jump ahead of the stages. This is a bigger cycle of reset than you've ever seen. And apart from a couple of technical trades like this on maybe to grabbing a little bit of SOL, you can use your BTC as collateral on an upside trade. We'll be covering this in our community and with the trades. You can find out more, book a call, but start off first by getting your free course. That's it. Just get your free course. Don't have to speak to anybody. That's scary. People might be mean. They might be horrible to you. They might ask you questions. You're not ready for that. Just get a free course. Hear what we say. There it is. Couple of overview key principles of how you can maximize your wealth during this cycle. There will be real opportunities why you absolutely have to, because the unrealized capital gains tax extractors want a piece of all of us. Aren't they just coming and wanting to reduce your wealth and do all the dirty deeds done for real dirt cheap? Well, I intend to stay wealthy. I intend to stay free. I intend to preserve my capital. I intend to expand my capital. And I'm here to help others do exactly the same. And if that means something to you, you hit a like. You don't forget to subscribe and do the bell. Lots of our people are getting unsubscribed at the moment right now on our channel. So resubscribe if you've been unsubscribed. Make sure you do that. Leave a comment below. Are we right on Bitcoin? And is SOL likely to be an outperformer? Your comment below. Are we right on Bitcoin? 145, big upside pattern for when this stage recommences. That's the call on BTC. And are we right on SOL going higher? And what do you think that mystery coin is? Number three, 3 questions for you to answer in the comments below. Thank you for watching. You've been great. We appreciate your support on an ongoing basis. Grab your free course. That costs you nothing. No spam, no anything. Get a daily video for literally a matter of a few days to get the understanding of what we're all about. Is this guy for real? What is he doing? Is this just a mirage? Yep, we've been on the crypto sphere since 2016. We've had the Market Sniper channel since 2009. And everybody we've ever dealt with is well looked after. Anybody who has ever made a purchase that was unhappy has a 14 days money back guarantee, no question asked, just done. We understand. Mommy dies, something happens, you name it. We're sorry. We're there for you. You'll come back if you want to come back. You won't if you won't. And we don't need to absolutely have anybody's cash, but we like to help people, and we currently have some trading metamorphosis programs available. But go and grab your free course. Till next time, I salute you and say goodbye. Bye for now.
Tired of profit wipeouts and blown accounts from following trade signal groups and other YouTube channels? Looking for a better way to trade, reduce your stress, and minimize your risk? Become a skilled technical analyst and see the charts and markets in a new light using the successfully proven HVF method by Francis Hunt, while being surrounded and supported by a principled, structured, and experienced community. Enjoy a constructive learning environment while practically trading markets, supported by a bespoke platform run through browser and app, specifically designed to teach and engage you whilst learning and growing as the markets move. This is not a Telegram or Slack signal group. All trade ideas are based on a proprietary technical analysis process honed over decades, which is the HVF method, leading to trade ideas with fast-moving breakouts and tight stops, exact entries and exits, nuanced interim considerations, and ultimately, strong rewards. Submissions are graded and scored by Francis for potential high-quality setups, and we provide bespoke tools to help get the job done properly and with precision. Over time and with focused effort, you'll begin to look at charts and price action just like Francis. Community updates every day by Francis and our 3 webinars a week provide a 360-degree approach, which are presented by our experienced team of trade leaders to spot potential trades. We're a community of self-actualized individuals, spanning the globe and active 24/7, 365. The premium community provides a warm, supportive, and cooperative place for people willing to listen, participate, contribute, and to learn. We've changed thousands of traders' lives. Transform your approach to trading now. Transform your life. Book an introductory call with us on the link below.